naye bano abaana beetaaga bamenda
abalonya babeera ne kyaki babeera n'abasumba baabwe
nammwe abali mu music
naye nga background muzibu nnyo okumunyonyola kati nkunyonyola tenkuyigiriza te nga kyaki toyina tosaba
I'm an interpreter, I'm an usher, I'm everything.
Naye nga mu kyaki oli muyimbi oyagala batuka nange tulako
A very good evening, Uganda. Hi, my name is Penny Precious and I'm here to introduce to you something new. I'm so much glad to be here once more with you, and guess what? Today I have something new for you, and it is called the Big Talk. I'm here with the big men in the fraternity, and we are here to discuss about our gospel fraternity. I'm so much overwhelmed that mugenda wulira bingi bulijjo bye mwesunga owulira mu basajja wano emekete bulijjo babeera behind cameras ebintu nebituukawo nga tetubalaba olusi tukoma mu inboxes zaabwe, but we decided to bring them to you and then you hear exactly what they have to say about what is happening in the gospel fraternity and what are the solutions, and still hear about their big message to us. I'm so much overwhelmed about what is going to happen tonight, and I want to let them introduce themselves as we continue with the show.
Okay. Tuli wano ku Big Talk n'abasajja abamanyi abali mu mabega wa kamera erisi gyaba mentioning, then nawe host waffe nange ndi wa mukisa okutuulako wano wamu ne president waffe wesebo. Or if you didn't know, that is our president. Okay. So I am president wa promoter. I'm gospel on the gospel. Nanga fe tuliba gospel only. So ntigulirwa Matthias Ageka. So even if I know it is too botanical muchireke. So let's go with the Engalo ya Yesu. That is the name I use this way. The gospel music. I'm a gospel music promoter.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are glad so much to have you. We'll get the kulidi mbade mbuze leta yo nambade ngamba tulina omuntu omukyalo. And back to the president himself. We are so much proud to have you. Please try to introduce yourself to the people that are watching you tonight.
I'm Joab Pro. Yes, many know me as Joab Pro.
So you know go get a guy that started you.
My name is Joab Noagawa. I'm from Asigadeni. We are a gospel music promoter, a talent manager. I do content. Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to be like you. You got so many titles, bro.
But
have you mentioned in the video?
I'm a son of God.
Wow. So we are here actually to talk about so many things, as I told you, or as people really want to know what is happening today. And we are here actually to let you know that we have a lot, or these men have a lot of things that you people used to miss out. Abasinganga temufuna kakisa kabatukira, or busy schedules or sanga zibabeera nazo. So we've decided to bring them closer to you, and oba ina choyagala, you'll just put in the comment section baja baba zisomanga era babadirengamu byemuba musabe. Is that the right Luganda? So tonight we are going to speak about something very so critical, so attention, seeking, and so sensitive in the gospel fraternity. I make it over our big promoters. I really have a question that I would love us to start with today. And the question would be, why is the gospel music production improving but the spiritual content dropping? It is something that you and me, mama and daddy, young child, or the big girl, or the people, or the legendary in the industry are asking about. And we have these big men that promote our music, and it is the question that actually they need to answer themselves. Chine chibuzo chawe bino ebintu byabwe, so tuteekeddwa bibabuuza babituddemu, and they'll give us the solutions on how we're supposed to overcome that. The question was, why is the gospel music production improving and the spiritual content dropping? I'd love to start with Engalo ya Yesu. Yatubuulire okusinziira ku ye kiki kyalowooza ekireetedde ensonga y'okubeera bwetyo.
Actually, the generations gye tulimu, as the things are growing up, like nga we tufuna computer ebintu as the world is growing, things are changing. So we are trying to move with the .com, as people say. That is why you find we are so much in Widongo, the message, as you have said. But we have forgotten the word or the Bible. We are not after the Bible. First of all, we have our Bibles in our phone. Ngatenga ne same phone yainako WhatsApp. So I think we are not considering the Bible in the phone. We are on the WhatsApp, mani nalabi wa studio, ne studio ndalawa another studio, another studio. Kati guloza ku vibe. So artists are now thinking of vibe. Yes, what trending word is now vibe, but they are not picking the information from the root.
If I would love
our
to
pastors,
ask what is gospel music to you?
Gospel music.
If you can help us, osobola tunyonyola ki gospel music, gospel music olowooza kiki?
Okay.
Gw'omulaba okyanga tetuneyongera.
First of all, gospel music is information, an art of God's word that has been kuumba bigambo, like from the Bible, information from God. Like I know what I know, it is a calling. Some artists, it must be a calling. Like as you see pastor preaching, because the other person has just one difference, that he stands in front of a pulpit and in front of people and speaks the word but the gospel music, as you hear the word music, is just getting the gospel and you bring it in form of another information. So you create a word, but in music, then you bring it out to people. But it has lost meaning. Probably, I don't know how we can now term it now, over vibe, gospel vibe.
But it's unfortunate that you, Engalo ya Yesu, you're part of the people that are promoting the vibe music.
Yes.
So what is your say in this? Are you also here to make money as you a promoter, and therefore you don't care about the music industry? Because we are looking at the question, why is the spiritual content dropping? Let me ask you a question. Is this music, current music, vibe music, is it working for you as a person?
And probably you may find that, I'll give example of promoter, either me or even others, they let me say now, the now promoters, which is also me, the urban promoter. I may also be liking it because
you also feel it.
Yes, because I am
also want it.
Like that is what the picture I can give you. I want it because I am in the of that generation.
Wow.
So I find myself moving with the wave. But when I sit back alone sometimes, I'm like, there is no information here. But we even get from people themselves na Engalo promoting olumanyi. So you find that someone is telling you the truth, but still you insist why? Because either my aim is has given me money as Vicente Binji over what, but in actual sense, the truth is that we are lacking nowadays content in the music. But that is why we're here. We want to change something. But changing starts from us.
Exactly. Let me pause here. Once back to you. Everyone watching us tonight, we are with the gospel promoters on the Big Talk, and we're discussing a topic being why the for improving content is dropping. Let me go back to the himself. Nkubuuze Joab, ebigambo by'omwami obiwulidde. To you, why do you think the gospel production is improving and then the spiritual part of it is dropping?
It depends. The side you see it from. Yes. But I would not say the spiritual content daily or totally. What I think when you talk about spiritual content, you're talking about a biblical content.
Yes.
I have songs that are biblically written. There always is. Now, by the Obanji. But the problem is, I think we are having a lot of them that are making a lot of yapping on social media here. Abati nyabwe.
Ate bebasinga oyitamu okusinga bano abalisa.
Ne bayitamu kati balaba omwonyo ate balina mu kiro ekyokusirika. Ninga bangi abayimba ennyimba ezo ziri bibirikale. Nga woziwulira azisumulula wakuba nti tebalina vibe yakola ki kushinga muziki waabwe na ogamba okuwulira kwabwe okwenjiri bakyakutuddemuko n'ekyo kwe point nja kugamba nti bwe bali. But your question is right. We have a lot of them also that are balina ennyimba tezitegeerekeka, kale mu Luganda olutuufu tezitegeerekeka.
Nga zitegeerekeka pasa njagala tubone mu nkinamaanyi nga zitegeerekeka naye ng'ebigambo
njogerako tezitegeerekeka because you know why I'm saying tezitegeerekeka. I did not want when you're judging a gospel song otunuulire ekidongo kyokka because erina kuba gospel is message, the good news of Jesus Christ. I don't know what it is here. Is it the right part of the word gospel? Isn't the good news of Jesus Christ? So when I'm anti I'm really talking about the message. Muganda wange yagede nti kidongo bichi kata omulembe guno gwa kidongo. Let me tell you. N'omulembe gwedda
gali mu ekidongo.
Kati ngenda ku ennyimba nozanga bbiri.
Sekumati.
Ennyimba oyogedde ku Sekumati. Ennyimba kyo lwa Sekumati ne wosinga okumatira.
Tugende maaso.
Abayimba lwa Betty, I think Betty Namaganda. Yes, anatera okudda. I swear when you play it now, the crowd go crazy. Abana bajja kuzina ekidongo.
It has something that is carrying
the message.
Erina ne vibe.
Kati njagala ku vibe yamwe gye mwogera kwena kuzina gye muwanga point. Ekidongo kyali mu vibe mwalimu ki? Mwalimu vibe. Naye when you go back to the lyrical content mwalimu ki? So endongo ne luli yaliwo. Yesu bw'akuba kati nazo mugisusiza.
Engalo ya Yesu alina ekigambo kyayogeddeko n'agamba nti ebiseera ebisinga nabo baba babiraba like baba balaba ekintu nga tekikola nga kikyamu naye olwa maybe omusimbi okweyongedde nti ngenda kujja oli promoter ngete ekiyimba kyange just lwakuba njagala ssente okiyiseewo naye nga nawe omanyi nti amazima oluyimba olwo si lutuufu okyogera.
Before I reach the point of promoters, let me base a lot on artists that really produce this, like put out this music. Because at the end of the day, tutunulia bana abayimbi. Oshegera. So kansoke mbogereko. First of all, wachimta abamu balina content omutini. The background, the church background, waji baba zimbide. Oshegera. Either izo kwanga background imbi, oba naye nga nembi tajikola ki tajina. What am I trying to communicate? Some artists do not have churches where they
That is what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Do you really want to say that there are some artists that don't have churches? They are just there.
I'm speaking on someone who knows that I know artists that don't have churches. They don't have even pastors. We have a lot of them.
But they have Jesus in their hearts.
Jesus in their heart.
They accepted Jesus to be their personal
savior. So they are serving. So how? Let me ask something. When Jesus Christ met the 12 disciples, they accepted to follow him. What next? What else did they do? They followed his teachings. He sat them down and taught them. Why was he teaching them? On how they are going to go out
to
preach the gospel. So how do you accept Jesus Christ and then you don't want to be taught his word? So what are you preaching the people? So akatabo bachali bo defending nti balina Yesu Kristo abamu kwabo balina enyimbe zategerekeka zema dinyo byako ziri abamu tebalina churches by the way. Even those who have bad background nga balina bengeje jategera mu enjiri naye nayimbe bifo ye waliwo batalina wadada bali abasinga like wetugamba nti 100% like nga 70 tebalina churches n'abalina church mu myezi ng'esatu ategenayo emirundi ebiri kati omuntu bw'oti omusuubirira okubanga amanyi bayibuli. And again, as I go back the way I said things, gospel music means spreading the good news of Jesus Christ. So if you don't know the Bible, if you can't read the Bible yourself and know much more about it, there's nothing you're going to, because artists are supposed to be pastors, because they are pastoring people through their songs, they are preaching the gospel through their songs. So if you don't know the word, there's no way you're going to preach. So the results of having these jump songs and then no nothing biblically, those are one of the results. They are first of all they are not ready to be taught. Usanga omuyimbi nga yakola kayimba kamu akali bulungi nekinga kalungi biblically akokubya akokusatu nga bufu. Reason being yakoba akasooka ne mugamba okubya hiti mu church n'ataddayo abantu byawuliriza ng'atandika abamu amagezi ne bamugamba takayimba bwe kati
abalaba balinyeko level
alaba kataba abasinzi ne baba yagenda wangala Yesu namugamba wano kino kiguze mutereza n'atereza mu kuno taddayo abafuuse superstar.
Batasobola
Let me tell you something. Omumanyitabwa ayokola ki kuyiga. Even the people we see that are on top, they have those people they go to and ask, is what I've done, is it the right thing? Every day they fight to grow and perfect something.
I would love still to ask you a question about that. Just sometimes take time and listen to music that these artists, more so it is actually so common in the upcoming artists of today, because Engalo ya Yesu abaddeko ne kyatugambye nti we are living in a modern or a .com generation. You sometimes take time and sit down, then you listen to the music that these guys are producing. How do you see that Obama batategeera bikiriko?
Oyi mutuufu naffe ba promoter because bala kati ku nsonga ba promoter ngenda yingizamu ne ba DJ. I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Kati tulina ba promoter, tulina ba DJ, tulina ba music directors on stations,
ne presenter.
Tetwogera mazima abamukale.
Okay.
Tulina mukali akaba westana. Aba westana manyi baba kuba wekigambo.
Come and celebrate because we are in the gospel fraternity and it is discovered today.
So abamu nti sinti olabana ko kuba kulimba woni pretend oba olimbi. Bwetegera amazima ndesa kugamba mani
olimba.
Kati ndoza kati balimba nti omwana tamugamba kitufu banga oba muli ababa ati omumalamu amaanyi oba bamuwadde akasenge nga tayagala kwogera. Kati tulina buzibu bwa DJ abamu teboogera ng'ogyeko obutogera abamu tebamanyi music bala gwandaba sigambe ntomanyi music DJ ngambye abamu tebamanyi music otegeera
tomusanga n'otamubuuza
sigambye gwandaba ngambye abamu so abamu tebamanyi music kati tolina engeri gy'ogenda kuwabula muyimbi nga tomanyi music. That's why we need more workshops.
And still I would love to pose the question. Njagala wenyini sagala kwerabira cause tuli ne president kino ekintu akiruddemu cause ogambye nti abadijja bamu tebamanyi music. But remember, the music is improving each and every day. Do you even have a feeling, do you even have that in your mind, or does it cross your mind sometimes that some promoters and some DJs also don't have a spiritual part of life in you?
Yes, we know.
So how are you really going to tell me a musician and ombulire nga nawe byokola tubimanyi?
Kali kati kye kugamba nti kati buno bino byonna ebitulu byolaba bino bidayo ku kiri kyobadde otubuuza. That's why I said I don't want to blame artists ng'omuntu nga ye. I want to blame the systems. You see, because when you're talking about the government yagundi sinungi, he works with a lot of systems. System eri infu, yefula government efu. So I'm talking about the system, the pipeline where music yava ono nagenda wano. Kate nava ono damna onomula lomufuna yakomawo. So now I'm talking about the systems. That's why I said we're talking about promoters and the managers, because baba n'abayimbi. Now ningamba kangizemu ne ba DJ. Now DJs, some of them don't know music. Some don't pray, some even go to bars. You get it? So, if you're doing all that, there's no way you're going to wabula muyimbi. So, kati nkulaga ebitulu byaffe. Engeri so obimalawo byonna ne tubigonjula ne bivaawo. So, n'aba DJ abamu tebamanyi music. Abamu abamanyi music, oli bamuwa ssente n'atayogera, oba n'agamba nti ono kyali wange. Bamanyi ye n'akuba akayimba kakyaliwo nga kafuddala akafu n'akatutamya. Nena kayimba ko kachi
ngatunda kintu kye
kyamukwano go nene erabira nti amuwa amaanyi akadama okkola ekintu ekimu ekifu kale kakube nga wamugambye nti naye kano oludako kyusaamu so teboogera mazima mbadde ku kintu ky'obutogera mazima natulina ne baprezida teboogera mazima n'ahayipinga omwana ddala n'amuhayipinga nga tamugambye kino nekino kyusaamu. Me, I'll talk about myself. Me, when let me just give an example. When you come to my inbox or you give me a call and tell me I have my song, they told me you're a promoter. Abanda babachimani. This is always my first question. Or this is what I always tell you first. I first tell you, drop me links to your YouTube channel.
Yes.
I think Engalo can testify. You want to tell me you sibuuza kintu kyaki nobanga mayagala mukyaza ku TV. I first tell you, drop me your music. Not how we are going to work this out. No. Do you know why I asked you that? Because I don't promote every kind of music. I promote gospel music. I promote good songs. So, after dropping me your song, and never I'm dropping it, coming in Uganda, this one I'll go with this and this. Reason being, I don't want to duplicate my brand. And then my Jesus.
It's like you're trying to tell us that still in the gospel fraternity there is what we call gospel music and there is what is not called gospel music but in the gospel
of course now
sure. And this is why we are here to put things right. I want to jump over.
Sikubagoba yes kuwabulya ekituufu oyinza okukola ekifaananyi kimanyi naye ka tulina inspiration music abamu nga bagiyita gospel music tulina gospel music tulina Christian music tulina gospel artist tulina Christian artist tugamba biri abo natwe ne tubitabatabula naye tubiteekaawo you understand so that's what I mean when the reason why I'm saying that drop me your links to your music maye agaba music gwokola dala nzijjaamu meaning is ngaze nga Joab Pro because first of all I respect my brand yes then again I respect the fact that Jesus saved me I respect that wisdom God gave me and the fact that he called me to serve him I want to serve him mungeri entuufu because serving him is preaching the gospel the fact that I can't sing there's something I can do so I don't want to promote music that does not represent Jesus Christ. I don't.
But guess what? At the end of the day, these people are like, yes.
Yes, but that's what they say. Whoever says Jesus Christ is a born again.
That's why even what Jesus said.
You're trying to say?
Now, like, then another thing. What I know. In the studio matters. Kati. Ovewano ogendo imbesimanyanga studio like secular studio. Let me tell you, we also have gospel studios and secular. Let me tell you that. Kati ogende ku secular studio ogenzo kuyimba o one lyrics zo bambi nga bambi nungi then otukere because whatever you sing agamba katabano jako
bayo babikola
ogenda kuvaayo nga limba loyimbye kano ka GMP
tukajja kukola vibe bulungi
ogenze nga bambi byowandise worship otuke nagamba naye mwana tegenda kuvayo bulungi
But
guess what, big man? I really have a feeling by the times artist when to get a secular studio, there are so many different reasons as to why I have not chosen the gospel studio.
There is
yes, it is fine.
No, first of all,
see, ziri bwa Katonda kisoboka nakyo ensonga siri bwa
Katonda.
But it is okay. Naffe tukuganye kugenda ku secular studio. Naye by'owandiise by'ogenda okuyimba bagenda bikuwanga wabadde obyogala ate nga content yeeyo ogenda okuyimba worship ovuddeyo ne worship oba ogenze kuyimba worship wadde gundi.
When you were starting your question, you phrased it very well.
That the production, yes.
I know by the time you said that word, you knew very well we have good studios, that we have gospel producers very well. Like even the secular guys want to work with them. Actually, some have even worked with them. You understand?
Yes.
Meaning, right now, when any gospel artist gives me a reason that I went to producer A from secular side, I want to mention their names. For that reason, you don't give me a reason as I went there because I didn't have someone to do this in the gospel industry. No, it is no
longer news.
Go there as a person who liked the production, but don't say there was no one
who can do what I wanted.
Let me tell you something. Honestly, first of all, producer does not only produce beats. No.
You got me.
You have to guide an artist on how this song has to come out. Producer. So I don't see how a secular producer is going to. Agena kugamba naye wano. University never verse ne ndibadde genda wano. Uva kukana kagambo n'ojja ko lutaka kwano. Era agenda kugamba akensi.
Ate se kituufu.
I'm asking myself, agenda producing ate oluyimba lwa Katonda lweko n'omwoyo wa Katonda tewali. Okujja nga gwo kuzwa bagenze babe na producing olima nga ya mwana mugamba kola kino.
Nga muwuliriza yes. Naye okoze ensobi Hebrews ngoba otaddeyo Hebrews manyanga 480. Notuka ngoloza mbu okoze mistake, it is supposed to be 84. Ajja kugamba mbu okoze mistake. Tajja kugamba. Ajja kugamba kijjeo.
Your question. I think we need to my point is let's learn to speak the truth. Not to actually for artists. Now katavude kubayembi ndi kuba stakeholders. Talk about DJs, music directors on different video houses,
promoters, presenters.
Now promoter bafeba na dembe babusiza amaso. Nasaka za kwekuba musimali ngeje ni promoter.
You carry a big, actually, you people watching us, these promoters are doing a lot of work.
Are we doing a lot of harm?
No, I'm still saying they're doing a lot of work to what you see. Producing yes, they are already behind this. And that is the reason as to why we introduced you the big talk to bring them to exactly because there is something that Ngaya used to say, and I don't want us to just skip it about the money thing. You people, you are turning to be money-minded into the gospel industry. He said it. He's the promoter. And
I was giving you an example. Not all of us. Yes. I see what you said. It's true from Zaga.
That's why Jesus saved you, and you told me a child of God. That is something very big. That is something very special about you.
So before I hit on that, what's your point? Are you telling me I should be doing this thing for Jesus bless you?
Of course, it's not Jesus bless you, but it is. Do you know the truth about what you're promoting?
Oh, that's nice. Now, about money issue, you're right. Katinzi, ngo mukulembeze wa abamu. Nabe mayinti sente zibasudde mu kirala. Sigani esente zo balina oziya kubanga. As long as they're not money-minded, because when you put money first, then everything loses meaning. Because you, first of all, when you put money first, omimi togenda mugamba mazima tulimba lufu tutuzeyo mu studio, ogenda kuotunulia sente zagenda okuwa
kituufu,
togenda muwa shortage entuufu, oshegera mugenda kuba nti tukatambuze. But when ministry becomes the center of everything. That's why I said, when you tell me Joab, I know you as a promoter. The first thing I tell you, drop me your music. The reason why I don't want, I want to just listen. No, I want to listen. Music go kwa mtufu. But what has jam ngena gamba ngena ko wagundi hizo kuko ila but not me.
then that takes us to what you say, temogera mazima.
No, nze mugamba mazima mugamba koze muweso ngane mugamba katuluguru ya production ngena mukati ngoja ko cha production chamugamba nti yes liko content mulungi but production abulamu abamu banyega ngena mugamba producer yakola bulungi naye
kati ngiyengeri ja promote ye bintu bya promotinga a promotinga ko ne production naye kati ayinza okulaba nga music wayina bambi mulungi agamba ha katomanyi oli mulungi wano naye wabadde wabulamu katono tomanyi kyogenda okola instead of like making my brand about kubanga nze ndi brand ndala nagamba kankuwe namba yono guy ajja kuyamba akimanyi yes and he sends them to us now nolabanga kituufu kale paka ate oluusi kale waliwo favor ogamba kale kamuyambe tomanya next time ajja kuba ki nze njagala bamba ajja kyusamu
oba nengulifani nga producer
either
nekirala nekugamba station yekwanga wawo station ngenge teziso nga station bweti eyinza music yagenda kola ki ejja mukuba wano tebagenda mukuba si mu bubi kind of music either production either bigambo.
These men right here are trying to reason me out as promoters, but I really want to ask you a question as promoters in the gospel fraternity. Musinzira kuchi mwenga mwe promoters, because there is some music or work that we see nga our famous artists bambinga temuli content ni mugambi biliko content atalimu naye olimba nilugunda I mean nelu trending.
Yes.
Guess what, there is someone promoting and it's you people kati binebya genda ke wagunde. I really have a feeling bikola kubano ba akami kijja kikyanga bano already abatutumuka ze nyimba zaabwe nezanga ziri mu content nebanga tezirimu, it will trend all over, and guess what, your ear is behind that. How come that their music trend more than you can think? Ato wabato orakuba Joab chagala blandi efe no sindika ke ono no sindika ke omela no sindika ke omela bani are promoting a music wa already about abali ono or about trending na trending nga already getting nga literally there is nothing. Okay. We just have chidongo.
Okay kale kakati nze kyensobola kugamba abantu bano we batandikiranga ekisa kyaliwo okitegeera kati ekisa we kyaliwo ne bayimba nyimba zaabwe nga nungi bambi baliwooko cause ogamba banene but being banene tebatandikanga na scrap music. Okay, they may be production was poor about what, but they had content. So never trending, they are the so-called artists that we know them, they are legends, over big. Kati, they have also come to join the .com what? Over cause production has grown, nala bagundi yakubye hiti, ayagala collab ne wensi in the name of changing, bringing the soul zoo. I want to go and sing there. Nakula. But already he has already made it.
But it comes back to you.
Katobuziza katulira
tusokere ne wangala ya Yesu lunatuka
katika kubulira kama mazima olusi telutuka na wafe kubanga yeye alaba yakolamu nene. Do you know that agenda kutala luyimbo lusi without anyone's concern? Agenda kutala mu box yo.
So do you really want to say they
kati kiri bwekiti agenda kutala Joab engalo ya kati nga already yamaze okuluteekayo kati kira already yatindinga dda nga already ali waggulu watera katipa because people knew him mbunze gondo how yomuyimbi wa maanyi oba lera tuwadde ki. You'll find it on itself. Kati agenda kujja wano tandika kugamba mambi kati undi mimi pro nange nyambako wano kati nango pushing ko when to say kikoze eki kati mambi oluusi n'olaba nga oludde kitu kitambudde. Even if you fail, you refuse to promote, let me tell you the truth, still the message will go.
President ekyo kyogerako kikubanga kyemmanyi abasajja b'abanene tolina engeri gy'obagamba nti omanyi okusinziira ku Joab branch bino sigenda bipromotinga okikola kyekyo.
Njagala gyo ogendereyo ku peeni yange. Honestly. I don't post every song.
And it is true.
But you don't comment on every song.
Thank you. If I don't comment, what does it mean? That tells you what it means. As Engalo has showed you, I don't post everything. No one was superstar out here. And it tells a lot why I'm not posting a song. I've never said it.
But they've heard it.
But
Yes.
kiri bwe kiti ekintu kiri
Let me just finish up. Like, reason being, Yesu tried to hit on it. There's someone right now who ko mukolofa no damu ngati kiseera kino
Already kwali.
nakwali kati ye bintu byakola byebigenda matayinga gena keeping on top or not. Kati oba asoma crap music oba akopa enyimba z'abantu n'addamu
oba yimbala sitiri birungi biri
by inspiration music nga ye gospel music nga bwamuyita
era sitiri ajja kutrendinga.
reason being he's already a brand.
Yes.
Even if now about me commenting about the song will not add anything to the kingdom of God. Reason being maybe do bikola nnyo musakira. That's a fact. Also amuyita on a personal basis omugamba naye guli ne gundi limba kale nomugamba naye kati okukifuula public oba nengenda nga wano nga bwetuli on TV tekikyogerako tekyogera ku Bwakabaka like oyuzaamu ekisinga. So commenting about the song tebikola makwe here in the gospel you're not supposed to be negative public because waliwo abatulabirako wona bali abiyesa abatusekerera because they will never be our friends by the way bali kiri kizikiza eshagera so they're ever looking at us so tetwagala tukolanga bibakola batusekerere. So me not commenting about the song does not mean I support the song but me not posting the song tells you a lot about it.
Wow.
Now,
Therefore, if you don't see this man posting the song,
the thing is, some of them, they no longer seek for advice.
Kubanga
Even those that have won to be, they have won by the Otukuba because they are not pushing their songs, or we are not playing their song because he knows the fact that they're not playing the song. You're not in support of the song. He even inside him, he knows what is wrong on the song.
no.
You understand? So we have them. So most of them by now they no longer seek for advice. By now, baatuuka baakikuba. Abasinga muyinza otunenya kubanga mwatulabako nabo. Ne kati ntimunaye omanya amalala.
Baba wa level.
No, fame is something that disorganizes. But actually fame exposes most of some people's true characters. So most of these artists don't know how to handle fame. So when he gets one song, which is a hit and biblical a hit, there's one thing that disturbs them. They keep looking for hit songs. Not forgetting even the other hit song, they did not do a lot about it. When they were going to the studio, they just went to the studio to do a normal song. And then guess what? God blessed them and it became a hit song. So when they do one hit song, they keep wanting to do more hit songs. And in doing that, they forget the purpose, which is preaching the gospel. That's why banoonya ebidongo, ne bakopa abensi, ne batambula n'abensi, ne batubira mu bintu by'ensi nga bagala kubotola. According to their understanding, forgetting God does things according to his own way. So abasinga tebakyawulirirwa, tebakyawuliriza, ne bataata baabwe aba music ababayita mu industry tebakyabawuliriza bakikubi. Naye ebiseera ebisinga they blame those artists on us because
You're the promoter.
No, batulabako nabo. When they were starting,
I'll give an example. There's a one with a single program as whether you're a superstar, I actually want to be like that man. Whether a superstar is a music director to a certain station, it tells you the fact. And I think we need more people like that. Naye abayimbi abasinga, I wish bawuliriza singa musigala ku bantu ababawulira nga mukyali bato nga musigala nga mubawuliriza. Then ekirala, stop looking for hit songs. Stop reheating. Just do your song, making sure the song preaches Jesus Christ. They think of saying I'm targeting youth, they will dance. After dancing, so what? We did a beat connect one day.
We get the vibe.
We had a beat connect. I think I was beat connect at Garden City rooftop.
It was like yes.
We had a surprise artist that was Twina Hubbard. So that song I think is 20 years old. I don't know. I think like 20 years old. This is why he only sang that song. Before you say let the artist jump, the youth jump next. So think about that.
How do we think about
Yeah, like tell my artist, if you produce a song and you feel inside you, there's no Jesus in it. You to get a song, or you have to produce this kind of song every 3 months. No one sent you. Don't produce that song. Passes. I have during recently Jamanga artist Simon. He's a very legendary artist in Mukwade. When you ask her about every song she has, she will tell you, I was in the taxi, moving, msada nangwana, namba kwa bigambo byambuya, mukama nampo biyimba. Simanze ninagonya bichi bichoja kunsobola. I was here, nali ku lusozi nga nsaba. I was this God told me. He has the genesis of each of her songs.
the foundations of
But let me tell you, now artists we have nowadays, he or she doesn't have the theme verse of the song. Copy Bly said it's called Peter Pata. Nothing in the song. Peter Pata goes nothing.
There's no gospel word message.
I wanted to bring one of the artists here on Mwoze. Kulimba bwetu nobweruti. Give me the theme verse of the song. Kulimba bwetu bayimba mpayo olunyiri olwesi kama kubigambo biwayimba.
Kale betusobola okufunako ku Bible.
Tebaduke.
So that's what we're like. So my pastor always tells me, learn how to read Bible by yourself. But wakiriza omuntu okwera katutena kusomera Bible, ayinza okukyama yiga okwesomera Bible.
That is key, and
learn how to read your own Bible, understand the Bible. I'm telling you, you will not go out to preach if you don't know the word. Like seriously. And remember this, because if you don't want to read the Bible and you want to be a gospel artist, then don't do that. Go to the secular world and live. The Kenyan industry was the same thing. But some years back, the gospel industry of Kenya was the best in Kenya than the secular industry. You know what happened? Even the secular artists closed the gospel to sing gospel music, to be superstars. That was their reason too, because the industry was on top, so they went to sing the gospel music to be superstars. Even those who are starting, as long as you wanted to be famous,
I joins gospel.
But their intention was not the gospel. And guess what? They started doing funny things, defying girls, raping girls, doing funny things. And people were like, but these gospel artists are behaving like people are not born again. And guess what? By the time started pushing them where they were belonging. They were because bajanga bagala kufuka ba superstar, and guess what? Industry ya Kenya kati ya gospel. Because abali bayimba gospel tebali balokole. bayima nga bagamba
kunoonya platform.
I don't want to see that in Uganda.
Yes.
I don't want like
waliwo omuntu atayagala kufuuka star?
No.
Fuuka star naye mu bulungi.
Yesu yali superstar. Omanyi wekibeera okufuuka superstar ng'oli mu bwakabaka bwa Katonda. Ate bw'ofuuka superstar ng'oli tolina Yesu mu ggwe.
They are getting.
Let me tell you, why was saying that this family was superstar?
Not really.
But they will never. I don't want to say they will never. No, Jesus. But right now, I don't know a worshiper who will have like Judas family. Bangamba abakongo, the Congolese. Bayimanga enyimba za Judas family nga tebamanyi kyezitegeeza nibazikola ne balira mwoyo nga Luganda, because I was like, you know, like a worshiper like Jesus Babylon. Kyogamba si superstar. Yet superstar mu Mukama. Like seriously. Yes. So you can become a superstar ng'oyimba birimu Yesu. But let me tell you, now abantu b'ensi ebya Yesu bakimanyi bya kabi. Like Yesu wakwante tebalina chance ekola ki? Ebiyingira.
But you people are turning to copy them instead.
That's what hurts me most.
This is the big talk with the big men. We are here to introduce to you exactly what we need to do for our gospel fraternity to go back to the roots. Remember, we are here to promote Jesus Christ, not to fight anybody. So just feel, if you feel that conviction in your heart, but you're not here to preach the gospel, let it burn inside you and then you change for the good. We are not fighting anybody. We shall be bringing to you big men. For today we've been having the gospel promoters of our gospel fraternity. We have His Excellency. And we have the Deputy Excellency. Try to pick that leaf of wisdom if you just the Angoli. Promoter, DJ, presenter, binango biri mu production team ya gospel.
Ngano badolowooza kuyingira nkuyingira.
N'ababadde balowooza. These are the people actually mubanoonyerezeeko. Joab Pro, just in case ngobadde ng'onoonya ntandikira wa nfune muntu ki, because you really need mentors. By the way, abaana beetaaga bamenta.
Abasumba babeere ne church, babeere n'abasumba baabwe.
Nammwe abali mu music.
Naye nga background muzibu nnyo kumunyonyola. Kati nkunyonyola te nkuyigiriza te nga church toyina tosaba olugamba bana.
Kibinyobera selebo mu church nga goti.
Otuka butuze
bafe simula butebe.
Uyaze.
In our church. I'm an interpreter, I'm an usher, I'm everything, like mopping church, I do everything. Because it's why wentegeera Mukama asha jamba n'amanyi okuba nga ndi kino abantu kye bamuta tamanyi osimanyi
naye nga mu church oli muyimbi oyagala batuka nange tulako
abasajja bakamba. Let me tell you, but that has been our topic for today. Let me remind you that why is it that the gospel product dropping and then the spiritual content is dropping? If you really have something to say, please write them in the comment section below so that the world may say exactly what you think. And everybody bye bye.